May Arts Week on the Paper Crafters Library blog, and every day during the week of May 14th to the 18th, 2012, we'll be sharing different project ideas featuring gorgeous May Arts ribbons. At the end of the week, 2 lucky winners will receive their choice of any 4 rolls of May Arts ribbon, and we'll share more details on how you can enter to win at the end of this video. In today's video, we're going to show you how to create this glittery high card, which features this really pretty chevron patterned ribbon from May Arts. So I'm going to be starting with my greeting, and for that I'm using this Mayaro Jonathan chipboard alphabet. I want to emboss it using my Wow Black Twinkle Embossing Glitter. So to do that, I'm going to be using a pigment ink, a black pigment ink. So I need to cover my chipboard letters with that pigment ink first. So here I've just got a little scrap piece of paper, and then I'm just trying to apply a little bit of my removable adhesive, which is kind of mucky at the moment, but that's okay. I think it'll still hold for a little bit, so that I can stick my chipboard letters onto my scrap piece of paper. I'm then going to take my pigment ink pad and I'm going to press it all over my letters. So I've finished inking up my chipboard letters, so I'm just going to take my piece of scrap paper and set it inside a coffee filter and take my embossing powder, and then I'm just going to sprinkle this all over my letters. And then just tap off the excess. And then I'm going to use my Ranger heated craft tool to heat that until it melts. So I've now embossed my chipboard letters, so I can go ahead and pull those off of my sheet of scrap paper and set those aside, and we can now start working on the rest of the card. So the paper I've chosen to work with for my card comes from the Prima Doodle Do collection, and these are the 2 patterns that I'm using. This one that has the print on the one side, this is what the other side looks like. The pattern's called 2x2. And then this second pattern, which is this coral color, it's actually called 1-Up, and this is what the other side looks like. So I've cut 2 pieces here that are 2 1/4 inches high, and they're 5 inches wide. Then I have a piece of this bluff colored cardstock from Basil that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. Now I don't need the card base for the moment, I just need my bluff cardstock piece. So I'm going to start by taking my coral colored piece, and I'm going to center and stick that along the top of this bluff cardstock piece, leaving an even border on the left and right edges as well as the top. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with my text styled pattern piece, this time leaving an even border along the bottom left and right edges. And as I do this, I do want to make sure that I align the left and right edges of the pattern paper. Now I'm going to be working with this chevron patterned ribbon from May Arts. Absolutely love this ribbon. It comes in a variety of different colors. I think this color may be the coral color. Not 100% sure, but it will be in the PDF handout. And I'm cutting a piece that is slightly longer than my cardstock piece here, so that I can lay it across the piece. Now before I determine where I'm going to lay it across, I just need to take my chipboard letters and place them on the card so that I can see how much room I'm going to need. So it looks like what I'm going to do is to align my ribbon. I'm going to align the top edge of my ribbon with the top edge of my text pattern paper piece. And I'm just going to put a little bit of double-sided adhesive there. And then I always like to align my cardstock with my grid paper. And then I'm going to lay this piece of ribbon across, stick it down, and then just put a little bit of double-sided adhesive on either side so that I can wrap the ends of the ribbon around to the back and stick it down. And then at that point, once my ribbon is placed across it, I can go ahead and stick this piece to my card front. And I think I'm just about out of adhesive here. So there you can see I've now stuck that to my card. So we're ready to start adding some of the other elements. So I've chosen some embellishments and I've placed them onto my card. Nothing is stuck down right now. I have my chipboard letters, which I've already gone ahead and glittered as I showed you earlier in the video. And then I've chosen some flowers from this collection of Prima flowers. This is called Pearl BB from Doodle Doo. And I chose the one larger flower. And then I chose the two roses from this collection, which is the Charme Rose, which is also from the Doodle Doo collection. And my crystal is from Ziva Creative. So now what I'm going to do is stick my elements down. I'm going to start with my chipboard letters, and for that I'm going to be using my Helmar 450 Quick Dry Adhesive. So I'm just going to place a little bit of my adhesive on the back of the letters, and whenever I get a little bit too much glue that squeezes out, I generally use my fingers to spread it out so that it doesn't come squishing out the edge. And then I can place my letters and I don't have to worry about glue showing. So I've got my H placed, and I'm now going to go ahead and stick my I in the exact same manner that you saw me just do. So now that my letters are placed, I'm just going to move my flowers and I'm going to be positioning my swirl. So I want it positioned so that the swirl extends a little bit into my text pattern paper, but it's mostly extending above the ribbon to sort of fill in that empty top portion of the card. And then I want the end to be close to the bottom of the ribbon. So I'm just going to very carefully peel this off the plastic sheet. And the thing I like about these Ziva Creative crystals is that they don't flop all over the place. The adhesive that the crystals are on is quite rigid, allowing me to quite easily pull it off the sheet. The only thing you do have to be careful as you're doing this, though, is you don't accidentally knock or pick the crystals off the actual adhesive piece. The other thing that's nice about this is, as you can see, it can be a little bit tricky to pull it off the sheet, but even if it pulls it a little bit, it does not distort the shape of the crystal or distort the shape of the swirl. So I'm positioning the end and then just letting it drop onto my piece. And then once you're happy with the placement, you can just go ahead and press it down. So now what we have left are the flowers, and I want to position that large flower so it's kind of underneath the eye, then the rose over here, the medium rose, and then the teeny little rose here. Now for that, I'm going to be using some hot glue. I'm going to start by placing a little bit of hot glue where I want my larger flower to be. Just dropped my other rose. And with hot glue, it cools pretty quickly, so you just need to hold your flower in place for a few seconds until your glue has a chance to set. Now when working with hot glue, generally there are little strings, but that's pretty easy just to use your fingers or a pair of tweezers to remove that afterwards. So there you can see our project is now finished. As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, at the end of this week, 2 lucky winners will receive their choice of any 4 rolls of May Arts ribbon. One winner will be chosen from all the comments left on the Paper Crafters Library blog throughout May Arts Week, and one winner will be chosen from all the comments left on the May Arts blog throughout the week. Winners will be announced on Friday, May 18th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To enter to win, visit the Paper Crafters Library blog and leave a comment in the post you see here. If you're watching this video from somewhere other than our blog, you'll find a direct link to this post in the video description section. Now while you're there, we invite you to check out the benefits of becoming a Paper Crafters Library member by clicking on the Benefits of Membership link at the top of our blog. Now be sure to visit our blog every day this week for more great projects using May Arts ribbon and for more opportunities to win, as each day you leave a comment counts as one entry. Winners will be announced Friday, May 18th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you on the blog!